Hey everyone, and bonjour from Paris. It's day 5 of our epic European adventure where we're travelling by train to 10 countries around Europe. After the terrible day we had yesterday at Walt Disney World Studios, we put that behind us and we're now going to be catching a high-speed train to Zurich in Switzerland. So last night we stayed at the TimHotel opposite Gare du Nord, which is right in front of us here. Now we're going to catch a train from Gare du Nord to Gare de Lyon, where we're going to board our high-speed train all the way to Zurich. Let's go! So the hotel has got a very small lift, so we're going to go down individually. I'm going to go down first with the cases, then come back up. It's just enough space for the 2 cases and me, so I'm going to go down, take these and come back up for Matthew and Holly. I'll see you in a minute. Welcome to the nice small lift. Oh well. It beats walking down the stairs with those cases. There's the outside of our hotel, TimHotel. Now let's go to the station, which is there. And there is from the outside view from Gare du Nord, our hotel, TimHotel. We're on the RER line D to Gare de Lyon. First class lounge at Gare de Lyon, waiting for our train to Zurich to depart. So we've got another 25 minutes yet before that happens, so we're going to go down in about 10 minutes, board the train and relax all the way to Switzerland.
Go onto the train.
We're going to go on the train in 10 minutes. I think that TGV Lyria train is the one we're going to be going on to Switzerland. This is our train that we're going to be taking all the way to Switzerland.
Dijon, Mulhouse.
And we're departing Gare de Lyon. Next stop, Zurich in Switzerland.
In the middle of our train is now open.
Okay, so Holly has got a chocolate chip cookie. Matthew has got a double chocolate chip cookie and a cheeseburger. And I'm going to share a croque monsieur with Holly.
I don't want that, it looks disgusting. Look at this cookie.
So all this, a croque monsieur, a cheeseburger, 2 chocolate chip cookies, came to €24.26. Matthew didn't like the cheeseburger, so we've switched. He can have my croque monsieur and I'll have his cheeseburger. I was a bit surprised because normally in first class you get complimentary drinks and snacks, and even the time we're doing now, brunch. So I was hoping to have breakfast on the train on the way to Zurich, but I was informed by the ticket collector that they don't provide any drinks or food services in first class during the summer months, which was a bit disappointing, but hey, it is what it is, it doesn't matter. We're on our way to Zurich, and we're hopefully going to have a lot of fun when we're there.
Switzerland.
Ihre weiteren Verbindungen in Zürich, der ITRegio 75 nach Talwil, Luzern um 14:35 Uhr auf dem Gleis 13.
It's 2:30 and we've just arrived at Zurich station. So we're going to leave now, walk about 300 metres and hopefully find our apartment where we're going to be staying tonight. It's called HIT Apartments Niederdorf. Fingers crossed we find it, but hopefully it should be okay. Okay, so we've got our keys for apartment number 4. Okay, here's a quick room tour of our apartment in Zurich. It's HITrental and it is HITrental Apartments Niederdorf. I think I pronounced that correctly. So when you come in, so this is the apartment. On the left hand side is the bathroom, toilet, sink, shower, washer and dryer, which that's nice. If we were staying here a few more days I'd be using that, but we're off tomorrow so I don't think I'll do any washing. Then come into wardrobe there in that small room there. Then here we've got a kitchen with an oven, cooker, microwave, fridge, sink.
Any drinks in the fridge?
No. Got a dining table there. In the bedroom we've got a double made up like 2 singles, and because it's a family room we've got a sofa bed, so we'll put the bed linen on that shortly. Got a TV there, fan which is very useful in the summer. Then the view out the room is onto the street below. There we go, so that's our view from our room. So that looks really good. So that's a quick room tour of HITrental Apartments Niederdorf in Zurich. We've got our tram tickets and we're heading towards the Lindt Chocolate Museum. We've left the train and it's now just a short walk to the Lindt Chocolate Museum.
We're at a chocolate factory.
Yeah, we've arrived a little bit early, so we've just got to wait for a few minutes before our time slot to go in. At the moment, because of the current situation, you have to pre-book an appointment when you can enter. So I did that a few weeks ago and we're due to go in at 4:30 this afternoon. You're not allowed to take any bags into the museum, but they do provide free lockers for any size of bag, small, medium and large.
I just want to eat the chocolate, not know about it. Same thing. one tastes nicer. Do I have chocolate on my face?
Not really. Matthew's got a plan to get all 3 flavours on one spoon. Chocolate mix on.
Nice.
Just let me get a few more to put in my pocket.
It's got these indoors. That's why I got them.
When we looked at this tour 3 weeks ago just to see what was in Zurich for us to do, what sold us on coming here was the unlimited free chocolate that we could have whilst on the tour. When I first saw it, I thought, I'm going to stuff myself so much I'm going to make myself sick. And to be honest, I'm starting to feel a bit sick now, but I think it's worth it.
I'm sick after the chocolate fountains.
Yeah, so...
My leg also somehow got bigger.
Yeah.
Nothing in my pocket.
So we've had the chocolate fountains, that was milk chocolate, white chocolate and dark chocolate, and my favourite there was the milk chocolate. Then the section with the the vending machine almost of the chocolate samples, blocks of chocolate samples. They were all dark chocolate, and I'm not a dark chocolate fan, so unfortunately I didn't stuff myself silly during that. And then just then, like you saw, that was the Lindt chocolate balls which they sell in the stores. So I don't know how many we ate then. I probably had at least 10, 15 to eat. And we put a couple in our pockets as well. Did you enjoy those bits of chocolate, Matthew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My pocket.
I feel sick because of all chocolate like that.
Milk caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah, milk caramel.
I have milk caramel.
You ready? So they've even got a chocolate cafe here. But after the amount of chocolate we get there, I don't think I can stomach anything else. Like any good attraction, you exit via the gift shop. But because we're absolutely stuffed, I don't think we're going to buy any more chocolate. We finished at the Chocolate Museum, and to be honest, it was really good. We should have spent a bit more time listening to an audio guide and actually getting a description of the history of chocolate, but we just decided to go around and just eat as much chocolate as we possibly could.
And then leave.
And then leave. But if you're in Zurich, I thoroughly recommend that you come here. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was about 30 UK pounds to come for the one adult and two children. So it's not too bad, and that includes unlimited or you can eat chocolate. We're going to go back a bit different than the way we came here. Rather than a train, we're going to try and get a boat across Lake Zurich back into the city. We're at the jetty near the Lindt Chocolate Museum. This is Lake Geneva behind me, and we're just waiting for the boat to take us back into Zurich to Birkenplatz, I think the pronunciation is, or Birkenlipplatz. So it should only be about 10 to 15 minute boat journey, and you pay on board, I've just found out. So once we get on, we buy our tickets, sit down and enjoy the scenery of beautiful Lake Geneva. It looks like a lot of people come on Lake Zurich just to relax on a weekend, have a little swim and catch the sun. And I don't blame them. Go swimming, Holly.
Let's go.
I could probably still stand up with my head above the water because of all the rocks down there.
Let's have a look. Yeah, it's not very deep by here, is it?
Yeah, I think I could stand on that, like, kind of upwards rock, like a triangle.
I think as soon as we go over there, though, it's going to get quite deep, so that's where the flow is going to come. It's 6:15 in the evening. Normally about this time of day we'd be looking for somewhere to have our dinner, but because we stuffed ourselves silly at the Chocolate Museum, I'm not hungry at all, and neither is Matthew and neither is Holly. So, oh, you're a bit hungry now, are you?
Not hungry enough to eat actual dinner.
No.
Only quite snack.
Okay, so we might get a snack, but not chocolate. But I think we'll go for dinner a bit later tonight than usual. Announcement. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, so this ferry only takes about 12-15 minutes from the chocolate factory to get us into Zurich, so that's pretty short. If you're wondering about how much it cost, it was 13 Swiss francs and 50, I'm not sure what they call it, cents maybe. So 13.50 for one adult and two children to go from the chocolate factory to Zurich Birkenplatz. Thank you. And here's the view from Zurich Birkenplatz onto Lake Zurich. Oh, look, there's some fountains over there. I think we're going to explore by walking back up to our apartments and see what we find along the way. And I think apartment is straight up that way, but we're going to take a good look around first before we head back. So this is Ganymede, which I'm not sure who that is, but it looks like he's about to slap a bird in the face. The only Ganymede I know is one of the planets for one of the moons of a planet in the solar system, but I'm not sure who he is, so I'll have a look at that later. You can go. Green light. Come on, Holly. Even the tram stopped for us. That lad with the fishing rod there just caught a fish, just right by here.
There was a fish swimming around by there.
No, Matthew, don't do that. Behind me is Grossmünster, a 12th century cathedral in the heart of Zurich. It's a bit like the bike from Dumb and Dumber. Where are you going now, Holly?
Hotel. Yeah, apartment.
Sounds like the campanologists are having a field day. All the bells are ringing around Zurich. It's 7 o'clock in the evening, and this is where we're staying. Our rooms are up there. Bells ringing in the cathedral and the churches from our bedroom window. I think we're going to relax for a few minutes, maybe about half an hour, and then we'll go out and find some dinner once the effects of the chocolate has worn off a little bit. So what are we doing, Holly?
We're going somewhere to try and find my dinner. Didn't really like anything that we saw on this street, so we decided to just buy a frozen pizza and a little thing of fruit, berries, strawberries and blueberries for it. And this from the supermarket came to 11.5 Swiss francs. We're lucky we've got an oven to actually cook it in. Yeah.
We've decided to do takeaways tonight and bring it back to the apartment. So this is a crispy chicken burger, French fries and an apple juice from ZFC, which is Zurich Fried Chicken. And this came to 19.5 Swiss francs, which I think is about £17 UK, probably around $20 US. Hopefully it'll taste nice for Matthew. Chips okay?
Yeah.
And I just went for a kebab wrap, a doner wrap, from a takeaway on the street, and that was 10.50 Swiss francs, 10.5 Swiss francs for that. I think we're going to end this travel video here. Thanks so much for watching if you made it to the end. We had a great day today, travelling all the way from Paris to Zurich, and we loved the chocolate factory, even though we felt a bit sick afterwards because we ate so much. If you're new here, my name is Mark, and I make travel videos and theme park videos from around the world with my daughter Holly and son Matthew. So thanks for watching, and I think Holly has a little message.
Please remember to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell button. Bye!
Bye! Next time on Travelshorts Epic European Adventure.